You lived in a quiet galaxy. The silence was a comfort. It was the soft hum of starships. It was the gentle trade chatter between worlds. You believed this peace was your birthright, a gift from the endless, dark expanse. You were wrong. The universe had been holding its breath, and that breath was about to run out. The silence did not break. It shattered into a million pieces. A message arrived from the cold void. It was not a greeting. It was not a call to trade. It was a warning, a scream stretched across light years. The message spoke of a fleet, a swarm that moved between the stars. They did not conquer worlds. They consumed them, leaving only dust and echoes. This fleet had a name. They called themselves the Ascendancy, a title full of pride and power. The message came from a broken people, a civilization on its last legs. Their words painted a grim picture. They described ships that drank the energy from suns. They told of worlds stripped bare in mere hours. Their final transmission was a single, repeated plea. Flee. You listened to their words. You saw the data they sent. It showed a darkness spreading through the stars, a creeping shadow that devoured everything in its path. Your leaders convened in solemn halls. They debated the message's truth. Was it real? Or a cruel trick from a rival power? The evidence was too strong to ignore. The math was simple and brutal. The shadow was coming for you. You see the invaders on every screen. The news feeds are filled with their images. Their ships are monstrous things. They defy the elegant designs of other star nations. They are brutalist wedges of dark metal. They are designed for one purpose: to inspire absolute terror. These images are not artist renderings. They are live feeds from the galactic edge. The Ascendancy fleet is a moving wall of death. It blots out the stars themselves. Behind their leading ships, entire constellations vanish. The darkness they leave is total. It is a void where light itself seems to die. You watch as they approach a neighboring system. The defenders there are brave. Their ships are sleek and powerful. They fire lances of pure energy. The Ascendancy fleet does not even slow. The beams splash against their hulls like rain. Then the great dark ships return fire. Their weapons are not elegant. They are crude blasts of cosmic force. The defending fleet vanishes in an instant. Your world holds its breath. The spectacle is broadcast for all to see. This is part of their strategy. They want you to witness their power. They want your hope to die. They want you to feel the cold grip of despair. It is a very effective tactic. A strange quiet settles over your cities. The usual hum of life fades, replaced by the silent stare at the screens. A galaxy's plea reaches your ears. Other star nations send urgent messages. The Cathar, a race of proud warriors, beg you. They tell you to abandon your world. Run to the uncharted spaces. Hide in the nebulae where they cannot follow. Their greatest champion admits his own fear, a thing you never thought possible. The Elder Ones, a race of ancient thinkers, send their own counsel. Their logic is cold and precise. They calculate your chances of survival. The number is so small it is almost zero. They advise a mass exodus, a desperate flight into the unknown. Resistance, they insist, is a fool's errand. It will only bring a faster end. Even your old rivals offer sanctuary. The very people you fought wars with generations ago. They open their borders. They promise safety and a new home. Their offer is a measure of the threat. The Ascendancy is not just an enemy. It is a galactic extinction event. Everyone understands this. Everyone except you. You watch these pleas. You hear their reasoned arguments. You see the terror in their eyes. And you feel something stir within you. It is not fear. It is a deep and ancient anger, a cold fury that has slept for centuries. Your leaders send a single, unified reply to the galaxy. It is a short message. It simply says, no. Humanity ignores the warnings of the wise. The galactic channels buzz with disbelief. They call you arrogant. They call you mad. They cannot understand your refusal to run. They see it as a death wish, a final, pointless act of defiance. But they do not know your history. They do not know what sleeps in your bones. Ancient protocols awaken from their long sleep. These are not plans for defense. They are blueprints for total war. They were created by your ancestors, men and women who knew a harder universe. They knew that some enemies cannot be reasoned with. They knew that survival sometimes required a terrible price. The old call to arms echoes across your world. It is a signal hidden in your public networks, a silent command that only certain systems understand. The lights in your cities change. The flow of traffic redirects. Automated factories, dormant for 1,000 years, begin to stir. Deep underground, something immense wakes up. Your people feel the shift. The quiet despair is replaced by a grim resolve. There is no panic. There are no riots. There is only a shared, unspoken understanding. The time for peace is over. The time for talking is done. You are a species that has forgotten how to bare its teeth. You are about to remember. Your workshops roar to life with purpose. The sound of industry returns, a thunderous chorus of machines and labor. But you are not building elegant starships. You are not crafting weapons of light. You are forging something far more primitive, something far more brutal. The designs come from the ancient protocols. They are simple and direct. Your new ships are not built for speed or grace. They are built for mass. They look like great hammers, vast, solid blocks of metal and machinery. Their fronts are thick slabs of reinforced armor. Their engines are the largest you have ever conceived. These are not ships in the traditional sense. They are kinetic impactors, giant bullets aimed at a distant target. The idea is simple. You will not try to pierce their shields with energy. You will overwhelm their shields with pure physical force. You will throw mountains of metal at them. Mountains moving at a significant fraction of light speed. Your people work with a feverish intensity. There is no debate about the plan's morality. There is no question of its terrible cost. There is only the work, the forging of the anvil, the creation of the weapon that will meet the coming storm. You are turning your entire industrial might into a single, focused punch. The invaders mock your primitive designs. They have spies everywhere. They see the ships you are building. They broadcast the images across the galaxy. They add their own derisive commentary. The Star Lords of the Ascendancy laugh. They show the galaxy your clumsy, ugly vessels. Look at the little apes. One of them broadcasts. His voice is a sneer wrapped in silk. They build solid slugs of metal. Do they mean to throw them at us? His laughter echoes through the transmission. It is a sound of pure arrogance, of a predator that has never known fear. They show your hammer ships next to their own sleek destroyers. The contrast is almost comical. Yours are blunt instruments. Theirs are works of deadly art. The galactic audience watches in pity. They see your efforts as the last gasp of a doomed race, a pathetic attempt to fight a god. The Star Lords promise your impending doom. They announce the date and time of your extinction. They invite the whole galaxy to watch. They want your end to be a lesson, a final, brutal statement of their power. You do not respond to their mockery. You do not send any messages back. You just keep building your hammers. Faster and faster. First contact happens near the star Vega. The enemy fleet arrives, confident and proud. They drop out of faster-than-light travel in perfect formation. A crescent of dark ships against the stellar backdrop. They are everything the broadcasts promised. Immense, terrifying, and utterly sure of themselves. They expect a swift and total victory. Their sensors scan your system. They detect your fleet waiting for them. The hammer ships are arranged in a simple, solid line. A wall of defiance waiting in the darkness. The Ascendancy commander scoffs at the sight. It is exactly what his spies reported. The Star Lord opens a channel to your command ship. He does not offer terms of surrender. He does not make demands. He simply says, "Your existence ends now." He believes it with every fiber of his being. He has given this speech to 100 other races. The outcome has always been the same. You do not answer his hail. Your ships remain silent. Their engines burn with a quiet, terrible power. You are waiting for the right moment, the precise second when geometry and physics align. The enemy commander takes your silence as fear. He gives the order to his fleet. Erase them. And the great dark ships begin to move forward. The hammer falls. Your ships do not fire energy beams. They do not launch missiles. The front of each hammer ship simply ignites. A colossal burst of propulsive energy. The ships are not vessels anymore. They are giant kinetic weapons aimed at the invaders' hearts. They accelerate at a rate that should tear them apart. The Ascendancy fleet is confused. They detect the massive energy spike, but they see no weapons fire. Their screens show your ships just moving incredibly fast, straight at them. The Star Lord watches, a frown on his perfect face. He has never seen a tactic like this. It is crude. It is suicidal. It is insane. The distance closes in seconds. Your hammer ships become streaks of light. They are not maneuvering. They are not evading. They are flying in a perfectly straight line. A volley of pure mass hurled across the void. The Ascendancy gunners open fire. Their energy weapons strike your ships. The armor at the front boils and glows. But the hammers do not stop. The first hammer strikes. It hits the lead Ascendancy destroyer. There is no elegant explosion. There is only the brutal logic of physics. A lesson the invaders are about to learn. A lesson written in fire and shattered metal. The galaxy watches, holding its collective breath. The comedy has just become a horror show. The invaders learn about mass and velocity. They learn that some forces cannot be stopped by energy fields. Their shields are designed to deflect plasma and lasers. They are not designed to stop a moon traveling at near light speed. The first hammer ship plows through the destroyer's shields as if they were not there. The impact is silent in the vacuum of space, but it is blindingly bright. The Ascendancy destroyer shatters like glass. It does not explode outwards. It implodes, crushed by the sheer kinetic force. One moment, it is a proud warship. The next, it is a rapidly expanding cloud of superheated vapor and metal fragments. A second hammer hits, a third, a fourth. Your entire fleet is a storm of kinetic death. The Ascendancy's perfect formation breaks. Their ships try to scatter. But your hammers were not aimed at where they were. They were aimed at where they would be. You had solved the firing solution before you even moved. The Star-Lord watches in horror from his flagship. His screens are a mess of warning signs and dying ship signatures. His proud fleet is being torn apart. His destroyers and cruisers, the terror of 100 systems, are being swatted from the sky. He screams at his navigator, Get us out of here, now! The laughter has died in his throat. It is replaced by a new feeling, a feeling he has never known before. Pure, undiluted terror. You do not stop your assault. The first wave of hammers has struck home, but there are more behind them. The attack is relentless, a continuous, pulsing wave of kinetic strikes. You are not trying to win a battle. You are trying to annihilate them. This is the unthinkable doctrine, the one your ancestors prepared for. Total, uncompromising extermination. The galactic audience is stunned into silence. They have never seen warfare like this. The normal rules of engagement are gone. There is no honor. There is no quarter. There is only the brutal, efficient destruction of an enemy. Your lack of communication is now terrifying. Your silence is the roar of a predator. The Ascendancy fleet tries to fight back. A few ships manage to fire their main weapons. Great beams of energy lance out towards your home world. But you were prepared for this. Small, fast interceptors, hidden until now, leap into their path. They are little more than engines and shields. They die absorbing the shots, sacrificing themselves to protect the cradle of your species. This act of calculated sacrifice is perhaps the most shocking thing of all. The other races watch and understand. You are not just fighting for survival. You are fighting with a unity of purpose they cannot comprehend. You are willing to pay any price. You are willing to burn away a piece of your own soul to win. The pleas to flee now seem naive. They were asking a lion to behave like a lamb. For the first time, the invaders retreat. The proud Star-Lord, his flagship damaged, screams the order. The remaining Ascendancy ships turn. They try to flee back into the darkness. But there is no escape. The hammers keep falling. This is not a battle they can win. This is a meat grinder. Fear takes root in their hearts. They have conquered 1,000 worlds. They have crushed every opponent. They have never once tasted defeat. Now, they are not just defeated. They are being slaughtered. The hunter has become the hunted, and the thing hunting them is a monster. Your ships do not stop. They do not pause to celebrate their victory. The moment the enemy turns to run, you adjust your plan. The hammers were the anvil. Now, you unleash the sword. A new wave of ships appears. Smaller, faster vessels that were held in reserve. They are not kinetic weapons. They are hunters. The Star-Lord sees them coming. He sees the cold, predatory grace of their movements. And he finally understands. You did not just build a wall to defend yourselves. You built a trap. The entire battle was a lure, designed to draw them in, to break their confidence, to make them run. Now, the real hunt begins. Your fleets do not stop at the system's edge. The battle for your home is won. But the war has just begun. You chase them into the deep darkness. Your hunter ships are faster than their damaged vessels. You dog them relentlessly, picking off the stragglers, herding them towards a destination of your choosing. The galaxy watches, aghast. This is not defense. This is vengeance. This is a level of focused aggression they have never witnessed. You are not just driving the invaders away. You are pursuing them with the intent to destroy every last one. You are sending a message to the rest of the universe. The message is simple. Never touch us again. The retreating Ascendancy fleet sends out desperate distress calls. They beg for aid from their empire. They describe the horrors they have seen. They speak of silent, brutal ships that kill without mercy. Their pleas are filled with a terror that chills everyone who hears them. The arrogant Star-Lords are now whimpering children, lost in a darkness full of monsters. You follow the breadcrumbs of their fear. Their panicked flight is sloppy. They leave a trail that is easy to track. You are not just chasing a fleet. You are following a path that leads directly to the heart of their power. You have no intention of letting them go. You are going to follow them all the way home. You strike at their command world. The Ascendancy Throne World is a jewel of the galaxy, a planet encased in crystalline cities, a monument to their power and arrogance. It has never known war. It has never feared an attack. It is the center of their vast, consuming empire. It is your target. Your hunter fleets arrive without warning. They do not bother with orbital bombardment. That is too slow, too inefficient. Your ships carry a new kind of weapon, a legacy of the old protocols. They are called world breakers, and they live up to their name. The attack is surgical. You do not target the cities. You do not target the population centers. You target the planet's tectonic plates, the great engines of its geology. You fire precisely calculated kinetic rods, not large enough to shatter the world, but large enough to crack it, to unleash the fury that slumbers beneath its crust. The Ascendancy Throne World dies at screaming. The ground splits open. Volcanoes erupt on a global scale. The crystalline cities shatter and fall into seas of lava. The Ascendant Throne, the seat of their emperor, crumbles into a fiery chasm. It is a terrible, beautiful sight, a symphony of destruction conducted from orbit. The heart of their empire is not just broken, it is gone. The final battle is not a battle. It is an execution on a galactic scale. With their command structure decapitated, the Ascendancy fleets fall into chaos. They are leaderless and terrified. Your fleets move through their territory like a scythe through wheat. System by system, world by world. You dismantle their empire. You do not occupy their planets. You do not take their resources. You simply remove their ability to ever threaten anyone again. You shatter their shipyards. You destroy their military academies. You erase their capacity for interstellar war. You leave them broken and scattered. An empire of glass, shattered by a hammer of iron. Some of their worlds surrender without a fight. They broadcast their unconditional submission. They beg for mercy. They offer you everything they have. You listen to their pleas, and for the first time, you send a message back. It is a single image, a picture of the star where their throne world used to be. There is no star there anymore, only a swirling nebula of dust and gas. The message is clear. There is no mercy. You hunt down the last of their star lords. You find the arrogant commander who mocked you. His flagship is a wreck, hiding in a remote asteroid field. He offers to trade the secrets of his empire for his life. He grovels. He weeps. He tells you that you cannot do this, that this is not how the galaxy works. You prove him wrong. His life ends in the cold silence of space. A final, punctuation mark on your statement. A new silence settles over the galaxy. The screaming has stopped. The terror of the Ascendancy is over. But the quiet that follows is not one of peace. It is a silence of fear, a silence of awe. The other star nations look at you with new eyes. They no longer see a plucky, defiant race. They see something else entirely. They watch your ships return to your home system, the brutal hammers, the silent hunters. They are not scarred or damaged. They look pristine, as if the war was nothing more than a casual exercise. You do not broadcast any victory speeches. You do not make any grand declarations. You simply return to your quiet corner of space. The galaxy waits. They wait for your demands, your terms of surrender for them. They wait for you to become the new consumer, the new terror in the dark. But you do nothing. You rebuild. You mourn your dead. You go back to your lives, but you leave the hammers in orbit. A silent reminder, a line drawn in the stars. You have saved the galaxy, but you have also broken it. The old order is gone. The comfortable balance of power is shattered. You are the new variable, the unknown quantity. They see not a victim who survived. They see a terror that was awakened. And they wonder, with a deep and profound fear, what it will take to ever make you sleep again.